being in New York City, I would get into arguments with Uber drivers all the time. This was like my Uber rating is abysmal. My Uber rating is like, it's fucking crazy. It's nearly impossible to get less than a 4.9 in Uber.
If I was an Uber driver and pulled up and saw you, I'd be like, fuck. I know this is gonna be.
Dude, I had that happen recently. Somebody pulled up and then I was smoking a joint. I watched the Uber driver pull up and I was smoking a joint. They didn't know it was me. They were just waiting for the person to come out of the hotel. And then I hit be right there, just on the thing. And then I watched them cancel it and pull away. Dude, I ran after it like I was Terminator 2. You have no idea. I was the anger that I fucking felt in that moment was crazy. And they just like, they skidded right out.
What do you think that was? Like an abandonment thing or just a...
I have maybe this is where the money thing comes into play. I grew up really poor, like welfare, Section 8. My mom was a drug addict. My dad died when I was a little kid, like, as poor as it comes. And there's something about, and I've worked so hard to get where I'm at now, and I'm not rich by any means. Like I'm not, I'm doing fine. I feel good about myself. I feel good about, where my career's at, which is fine. More power to everybody. But the reality is for me, it didn't come easy. So I feel emotional about money as well. So when I'm spending money, it's just like this thing where it's like, it goes both ways. It's extreme. So if I'm in a restaurant and they give me great service, like I tip 40%. I'm fun with the staff. I'm always like, I feel like I'm really fun to serve.
Yeah.
I make jokes and I ask for recommendations and I just feel like I'm personal. I think I'm better than the next guy who's just kind of like, grumpily ordering his meal or whatever. Yeah. So I just feel very emotional. So what happens is if I feel disrespected when I'm spending money, I just kind of see red and I'm like, yo, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, do you know how, it just feels like I go back to being this little kid who I never saw the bigger. I grew up in the suburbs, right? It was suburbs. It wasn't urban or it wasn't like rural, but it was far enough out of New York City, Rockland County, New York, and it was a really poor, shitty part of Rockland County, Havishua, New York. And it was like there was no like dreaming happening. There was nobody trying to achieve anything amazing. Like it was a bunch of people, like in my family, it was like, dude, if you get a job as a garbage man, like that's a great job. Like you could be a garbage man, you work for the city, you'll retire one day, you'll have a pension.
We're not garbage people.
Yeah, well, I did become a garbage man. I took a lot of influence.
Is that why you never take the trash out? You get so anxious?
I was like, no, I can't do it.
What if I'm too good at it? And he was right.
But like that was sort of like, there was no like, there's no real like just, there was no inspiration, And then I moved to New York City when I was 19 years old, and you move to a place like New York City where everyone just thinks they're the shit. Like the homeless people think they're the best homeless people in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The pigeons are like,
yeah, they really are.
You are like, damn.
There's a swag to New York, and everyone's kind of broke in the beginning, and it's hard to get around. It's like, but you're like, yo, I'm living.
Something glamorous about that, though.
There's something romantic. Maybe that's the word, right?
Where you're
like, I have 3 roommates. I don't know where I'm coming up with rent next month, but I'm doing. I'm fucking. If I can make it here, I can make it anywhere.
Yeah.
That term, right? There's something about that where you moved to New York City as a kid, and you're like, wow, this is fucking amazing. And New York City changed my life. Comedy changed my life. I got a job selling comedy club tickets for the New York Comedy Club. Al Martin, RIP, he just died. When I was 19 years old, and I got exposed to the New York comedy scene, and I started promoting for comedy clubs.
Who was kind of like big then? Like that you would see at night? I mean, I'm sure Attell and Norton and those guys.
Yeah, Attell and Norton, they were like the Cellar guys. So I wasn't really going to the Cellar super early at that time. I was working for the New York Comedy Club, which was kind of a shittier club. It was kind of like roach infested. The guys that were like there every night, like I saw Gaffigan there.
Oh, wow.
That was the first person I ever saw annihilate.
Whoa.
Like murder, 100 people in a room. This is during Hot Pockets. Like, this is 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what's this guy? Why is he so pale? That act, like I watched him develop that. He was there almost every week. He was like a fucking killer. Guys like Mike Britt, Mike Yard, those guys are murderers. Like absolute, like those guys, people couldn't follow those guys. Like the best of the best still to this day can't follow those guys. Those guys are killers. That pressure causes you to fucking find real funny, because that's what's relatable to people is you getting your ass kicked in a fight. That's a funny story, right? You bombing on stage. That's a funny story, right? You getting broken up with or getting cheated on. That's hilarious, And I think I just think you get successful enough to remove you stop losing.
Yeah.
Once you stop losing, I think where you finding the inspiration from?
100%.
And luckily, I am going to be a loser for the rest of my life.
And also comedy is a coping mechanism. If you have nothing to cope from, you're never going to, people that don't have adversity, you don't need comedy in order to anesthetize yourself. It's like when people are like when people come after jokes or when people want to like cancel comics for saying certain things, I'm like, I'm so happy for you that you don't need comedy to cope because your life is too easy.
Well, what a privilege!
But there are people that
privileged life that a word offends
is
you.
Traumatic.
Wow, more power to you. God bless your soul.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would love to have a life where a word could affect me. Like a fucking word would it would trigger me. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Your biggest problem in life is something Tony Hinchcliffe said.
It's such a sign of privilege, and I wish more people would point that out.